Okay, it's VOD review time, and this time around, I got something a little bit special. And this is the coolest shit, I swear. Look, boom, man, I can draw on top of my screen. It's so amazing. So now I have a little bit more control over what I'm specifically trying to talk about in these VOD reviews. Let's see, I probably want kind of like this red. It's pinkish red, looks nice. So this little program is called Epic Pen. It's very cool. So this is just a regular VLC player that I'm drawing on top of. I can also draw on top of my desktop. It's very cool, very nice. So this is a new Discard Bran deck that I'm running right now. Control. It's a little bit tricky to get these keyboard shortcuts down. There we go. Okay, so this is a new Discard Bran deck that I'm running. Basically, the gist of it is it's relatively similar to what I had before. Oh, actually, I don't know if this is actually the new one. But anyway, I have a newer version of the deck that I'll probably show off later. But this deck was this is when I introduced Ciri Dash. Now, Ciri Dash is a golden legendary neutral, a gold neutral, and basically it starts off at 9 strength, and whenever it goes to the graveyard, it gains 3 strength and then goes back into your deck. So what's great about this is that I have lots of discard and deck thinning mechanics. So by the time I get to the very last round of the game, I usually have a pretty good chance of drawing into Ciri Dash again. And I've had it go up to, I think, like 18 strength. And having an 18 strength gold card on the last round is a killer play. Okay. As you can see, my win rate actually went up to 61, which is pretty fantastic. But right here, I was kind of dipping a little bit. I wasn't sure where this deck was going, but there's been some good times. I'm up at 1500 rank MMR as well. Just a little bit of an update. I'm pretty proud of that, man. Hit rank 10, feels good. Okay, so like always discard these queen guards. I'm kind of oh yeah, I also added Morkvang, whatever his name is. And I also added back in Owl's Thunder because what I was finding is that when I played the skirmishers, it was initially a good idea, I think, but it's like exactly like right here, right? Being able to allow your opponent to grab like a 10 strength skirmisher for basically nothing is, it's crazy. And I was finding that I would get to round 2 and 3 when I desperately needed that card only to have it, stolen or consumed or whatever. So I was pretty upset by that. So this is the use of where I'm using Royal Decree. Let me start using that pen. Where are you, pen? Okay. Okay, let's see. How am I going to use this? All right. So I use Royal Decree to bring this out, right? So it's at 9 strength right now. And 2 turns, it's going to be, or if I can get it, if I can go 2 rounds and playing it, it will then be math, 15 strength, right? That's a totally lame use of this pen, but and these shortcuts are really weird. Oh, that's neat. Okay. Anyway, so that's kind of the whole deal with Ciri Dash. I really enjoy the card, and also it's really easy to play it on all 3 rounds. Or not easy, but it's reliable enough to make it worth it. And then, this is just one card, right? I still have all these cards around it that are still really great, like this clan pirate dude. So this is a pretty usual opening where I'll just play Bran into Ciri into Morkvang / Queensguard if I have them, which is pretty often. So generally speaking, I always try and pass on the first round as much as possible because the first round is just a setup. I'm not really worried about winning the first round. If I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win on the 3rd round. That's the whole goal around this deck, is to get that value over the course of the 3 rounds. I kind of discussed that in my last video deck where I had the skirmishers, and it's basically still the same. It's just how I get there is a little bit different. And also, I took out I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I took off, this guy. Boom. I took out this guy because what I was finding is that I was often only playing him because I had to, like right now. And it would strengthen a unit in my graveyard like Queensguard, but it was unreliable. I didn't feel all that great about it. I didn't actually look forward to playing this card or having it in my hand. And I felt like I was only playing it because I had to, basically. Even though, it does get like, 11 plus 3, 14 strength on a good day. But I felt like it was enough. Also, I took out some of these shieldsmiths because I felt like I was drawing into them and not being able to do anything with them. That's also what I did. So that's what I did a little bit later. This was actually late last night at like midnight, and then I was kind of I went to bed. I was kind of sleeping on it, and I was like, wait, if I took out a first light and I took out a shieldsmith, I could put in Ulster's Thunder and a uh, raider, clan raider. So the purpose of the clan raider is to be discarded, right? So it's the card that when discarded resurrects. I have lots of ways to discard. Like I was mentioning earlier, I took out this guy right here. I took out this guy right here, and I put in basically the silver version of this guy. The silver version is like 5 or 6 strength or something like that, and then he will draw 1 card, discard 1 card. What's really nice about that is that I can revive it later into the game and get another chance to try and get Ciri Dash, like right here. Ciri Dash now has 12 strength, and this is only on round 2. I get 1 more round to play her, and she'll be 15 strength. That 15 strength go card is obviously or not obviously. It's certainly strong. It's not crazy like Tibor, whatever his face is, the horse riding guy from Nilfgaard. That guy is just crazy. But I think being able to reach for this like 9, 12, 15 strength Ciri is it's a pretty reliable, pretty sure thing that I really enjoy playing with. And this will definitely be my next premium card. Okay. I've also so the reason I put in the Elzer's Thunder is because I was looking for a little bit more control, especially against something like scoi'tael dwarves, and also something like these Wild Hunt Riders if I don't have like an Igni or something like that. Just having a little bit more of an option to kind of clear up the board and not let them get out of control with their units is always a good thing. It can be a kind of a dead card, but because there's only one of them, there's not that big of a risk for it. Oh yeah, and this is a little bit of a glitch that kind of annoyed me. So as you can see, you may have missed the card that he played, but it's the weather effect that will hit 2 rows, and it hit this row, and I didn't notice. See, I'm going back. I'm like, wait, you played that card, right? Your opponent's row and the row above it. So I'm like, oh shit, I just got hit here as well. So, but it's not showing up on the trust. Yeah, I was kind of confused. That was a little bit of an annoying thing, and this was late at night too, so I was really confused. And also, just another example of the clan pirate captain being such a badass. It's only round 2 and he's already at 10 strength. Because I have so many different discards, he's only getting more value. And since you can play it on any row, you can avoid weather and things like ignite and shit like that. Because sometimes when you played skirmisher, you would kind of load up on that one row and then it'd be easier to hit. Yeah, so I think I kind of got a little bit flustered here because the whole weather thing really threw me off. Oh yeah, and then he consumed one of my queen's cards. So going into this 3rd round, I actually forget how this ends because this was late last night. Oh shit, that's right. I draw into it. See, so I have 8 cards right here, right? The chance of drawing into that series is pretty low, but still I get it. I get that 15. Whoops. Control 6. There we go. So now I have 15 strength ready to play on the board as a gold card. In addition to, I wish I could see what was left in my deck, but basically, if I can go and first light into a medic, a priestess of Freya, I also have the Queen's Guard, which was 12, 17, 18 strength overall. So it's really, really strong. Generally speaking, I kind of want to. You probably want to play Ciri first, because you'll have the gold status, and your opponent won't be able to make plays on it or do stuff like that. But lately, I've actually been in the kind of a like I'm so confident in this deck and its ability to win games. I'm sitting at like a 61, 62 win rate right now. That I've been saving it for my last card sometimes, because I want to just like show off just how I just kind of want that last little punch right in the square on the jaw. So there's my my revive there. It was pretty lucky, I gotta admit. Oh, and this is also a situation in which This is a situation in which you had to think about whether you want to remove this frost effect or go for the play. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't actually check my deck list to see what the chances of hitting that Priestess of Freya was, but I'm going to assume that I was thinking it was pretty high, because keep in mind I only have 7 cards in here. Most of the cards that I don't want should already be gone. That's also another really nice thing. By having so much deck thinning and discarding over the course of the game, you really get rid of the cards you don't want and keep the cards you do want, like the Priestess of Freya for the very last round. So that's kind of how this worked out. Even through scoi'tael was fine. Still really close. And that weather effect really got close to, doing a lot of damage to me. Something to definitely think about, because like if you play Queen's Guard into that, you're going to be taking 4 damage a turn over the course of 2 turns. So you have to think about, is what I'm going to pull more than that or less than that? Also, there's also a lot of other things to think about, like having that score to come through, or like a Garrett Igni, stuff like that. There's a lot of things to think about. You just gotta pick one option, I guess, or get really lucky with the Ciri play. Okay, so I kind of failed on this whole epic pen thing, but I'll get better at it. I will be able to use it in a more educational kind of way. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Deck list will be in the description for sure.